And we are finally live. Finally back. The first show for K&K in the new digs here in Clifton. Mr. Siciliano, how are you?
Good. I like to apologize to the audience. I had to straighten this technical stuff out tonight.
Yeah.
We had a huge problem, and Kurt reached out to me, so we're back on the air live. I'm doing very good.
Thank you, Sis, for all your technical help. And Mr. Kirkpatrick, how are you?
I'm doing good, but you guys might have a sports hater ghost in that loft there because that new studio, I don't know. Yesterday you had a couple difficulties. Today you had a couple difficulties. And I'm just messing around.
It's crazy.
You gotta get used to your settings in the house. Maybe your connection isn't great where you are, but congratulations on the new.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know. I was gonna get into that a couple minutes with you, but might as well still get into it.
Okay, Kenny,
Congratulations on you and Hoops moving into the new, not just new studio, but new home.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be a homeowner.
You know what? It's great in this complex. If anyone's out there that wants to hang 300 sport pictures in the new sports room, reach out to me because, just the way it's going, I don't think the sports room is going to be fully up until 2022. It took me hours to take the pictures off. Kenny helped me a little. And so if anybody wants to hang some pictures, please reach out because...
When I visit for the housewarming party, we'll have a little, that'll be the everybody who's invited to the housewarming party. Instead of bringing gifts, we gotta hang pictures.
You gotta hang pictures. Yeah, you gotta hang.
I gotta come down and help you patch those holes up.
That's in the other.
That's where you need help.
That's a whole nother issue. That's a whole nother issue.
That's a 2-day job.
All joking aside, on behalf of me and I know Sis, congratulations on being a homeowner.
Oh no, it's awesome. It's great. Again, I'll be honest. We're tired. Jenny Hoops, we've been it's nuts, like the packing, and but that's it. Again, the sports room, it's ready to roll. I love the little alcove here. It's like a little podcast room, so fired up about that. I want to get to the comments because they're coming in hot and heavy, and this is a serious one. Our good friend from YouTube, Jasper G, is saying, "Hey guys, sorry I haven't commented in a few weeks. My mom passed and it's been hell. Same for ticket time. I never miss. I've just been lurking. Thank you guys for the entertainment tonight." So Jasper, our condolences, 100%. And hopefully
prayers to you and your family. And I'll reach out to Carson, and he'll be with us tomorrow. I'll let him know off the air that you reached out to us on the air here tonight. I know you probably reached out to him too, but I'll make sure that he knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And our thoughts and prayers with you and your family, buddy.
Absolutely. And hopefully we can make you laugh a little bit, to talk some sports, get your mind off it. So, again, whatever you want, Jasper, we'll talk a little sports for you tonight. Henry Zimenoff. Well, Miguel Cabrera is still one home run away from 500, but he now has 40, and he's 48 hits away from 3,000. Which milestone will he hit first? Wait, it's pretty obvious. Carson's been talking about the 500 home runs for a while now. It was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. You might get that. Maybe he'll get that tonight or tomorrow, and Carson be able to celebrate.
Another comment from Sean Mack. Hey guys, just a quick hello and thumbs up. Kind of busy. See you next week. Thank you, Sean. Jasper saying, I've always loved Miggy. I'm a Cardinal and St. Louis sports fan, and since '06, I loved following him. Coach Breslin saying, hello there. Finally on. Sis, did you help Kurt fix it? That's what he heard.
Of course I did.
Our good friend, Kenny, our good friend Jerry Patiri checking in with us tonight.
Jerry, welcome, bud.
Eddie Murphy, good evening, everyone. How is everyone? We are good, Eddie. How are you?
I got Eddie Murphy's listening. I got a quick one about Eddie. I was chatting with our good friends Matt Staffiero of Rocky Mountain Sports Report. If you guys haven't checked them out, please do. And Eddie, you're a celebrity out there in Colorado. I was talking to him today, and he said, man, who's that guy, Eddie Murphy, that's on your shows every week? He cracks me up with his Drew Lock comments and this and that. We would love to have him out here in our Colorado shows. So please, Ed, go check them out. Rocky Mountain Sports Report. They have a bunch of shows they're waiting for you. You're a celebrity out there, my friend.
Henry Zimenoff is saying, I saw this actually today, Henry. The NBA 2K22 ratings are out, and the top 5 are pretty much not surprising. You know who I thought, Henry, was rated a little low? Damian Lillard was number 10. I think he was 9 or 10. I was a little shocked about that.
That's a little shocking.
A little shocking. Coach Breslin saying, no more holes in the wall. Great news. Oh, no. There's no holes in this room, in this house yet. In the other house, there's a lot of holes. So, Coach Breslin, if you want to do a little patching, give me a call. He says I'm bringing the command hooks, no nails.
You don't have enough to do.
Coach Breslin saying thoughts and prayers for Jasper and his family. Jasper saying thank you guys. Ready for a good show. It means a lot. Eddie Murphy saying better now that the Yankees are actually winning. Jerry saying, Kenny, good to see you. Hopefully I can stay on for a bit. Baby duty. Oh, yeah, hey, you got a little baby duty, Jerry? Let's go. Let's talk a little sports. Let's talk a little sports. Eddie's saying, do they go live on Facebook? I haven't seen them go live yet. Yes, and there he is. There's Matt Staffiero. Good evening. So good evening to Matt Staffiero, Rocky Mountain Sports Reports. Check them out. Eddie, if they were talking about you today, great. Again, they do obviously Colorado sports, but they do other sports. Fantastic shows. They do awesome live on location ones, which was I watched them again this past week. It was great. And that's it. Let's talk a little sports. You know, I wonder if Matt has a little different. We're gonna get into this in Briggsy's Bronco-mania, but I wonder if Matt has a little different opinion of Mr. Drew Lock, because I know Sis was on the Drew Lock train on Saturday night. He was hitting me up.
Oh, it's coming. I want to make sure Matt's around for that. So, Matt, please give us a heads up when you have to go, because I'll make sure to get that segment on, because it's going to be a nice heated debate with me and Kirkland.
All right, what do we got going on tonight, Mr. Kirkpatrick?
We got a little bit of we got a little NFL football. We got some topics with football going. We got spring training, not spring training, preseason football. So it was first week last week, so we got some preseason week 1. Your Drew Lock, Teddy Bridgewater debate. Obviously some Major League Baseball. We got some great topics in Major League Baseball. Little college football, and then our favorite segments, our 2 favorite segments. Your quick hitters, Kurt, and what's on Sis's mind, as always. And then Sis has a little trivia again for the audience.
Well, let's get right out of the gate, Kenny. And Mr. Sis, give your audience, this is for another frame picture, because, listen, a lot of them got to go. Ricky is saying, what's up, boys? I did see Ricky's message say, Ricky, I apologize. I was crazy today in school, but I will try to get, as soon as our show is over, I have to reach out to you. I have to reach out to the expert. So we have one more. Sis, do you want to do your first question of the night now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, this is for the audience. If you want first answer correctly will win the prize, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. True or false? There's never been a woman chess master. True or false? And there was 2 of them. You have to name one of the 2, and you're a winner. So I'll read it one more time. There had never been a woman's chess master champion. It's true or false. Whether it's true or false, you have to name one or the other that were in the tournament.
Okay, so Jerry is saying false.
Okay, he's correct.
Okay, so he's correct. So what else will you hear?
Well,
what else do you want?
Then he has to name one of the 2 girls.
Okay. We will see what Mr.
I'll give
Petit.
you one hint.
I'll keep an eye on it, Kurt.
Okay,
If you want to get into your quick hitters for us in the audience.
I will.
They're both from Hungarian. They're both Hungarian girls.
Okay.
That's all I can give you.
Okay.
All right? Fair enough.
Here we go. I'm going to come up.
Kurt.
I'm going to come
Let's
up
go.
with quick hitters. Here we go. Very simple.
Hold on, I got breaking news. Jerry Pateri, Beth Harmon, Netflix show, LOL.
No.
Okay. Here we go. Sis, are the Yankees back? Yes or no?
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes, and we will get into this in Major League Baseball talk. Yes.
Sis, back at you. are the Mets in major trouble?
No, I think they just hit a little bit of a slump or whatever you want to call it. But you got a long way to go yet. I still think they'll make the playoffs. You know, whether they win the East or not, that's another question. But then again, if they don't win the East, they can't make the playoffs. Correct?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Is that probably right? Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Yep.
Couple comments coming in. Jerry Pateri saying Queen's Gambit.
Who?
Queen's Gambit.
No, sir.
Okay. Ricky is saying Vera Menchik.
Where are you getting these names?
I don't know. Joe Breslin saying, I think the Mets really need DeGrom and they miss him terribly. Eddie Murphy, owner called the offense out on Twitter. Was that a good idea? We're going to get into that.
If Paul was on the show, he would have this answer already. But
Ricky's saying that Vera is a female chess champion.
I got two of them written down in front of me. If later on, I'll give you both names and you can Google it. There's only two of them.
There's our friend Carson, our big guy, Carson Shear, saying, ticket time, you got this. What's going on, Carson?
What's up, Carson?
Carson will be streaming on Twitch, guys. If anybody's interested, Ticket Time YT. You want to check out some gambling? Go check him out. Watch him on the TV. Watch us on the computer, or vice versa.
Okay, next one.
I didn't answer.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They are in trouble. Respectfully disagree with Sis. I think they are in trouble, and we'll get into that in Major League Baseball talk as well.
Okay. Quarterback battles. Who will be, not in your opinion, not who you would do, who will be the starting quarterback opening day? Will it be Mr. Dalton or Mr. Fields in Chicago, Kenny?
I was going to say Fields, but I know Matt posted on his page on Facebook today, on his Rocky Mountain Sports Report page, that he's got a little groin pull, Mr. Fields. So this could be Dalton's chance. So I'm going to go Dalton still.
I'm going to go with you and Matt. I am going to go Dalton over Fields. Sis, what about you? Fields or Dalton? Eddie Murphy saying Dalton and Matt saying Dalton. Ricky saying Dalton. Sis, are you going to sweep the board?
It's going to be Dalton, and then I'll give him 3 to 4 weeks, and the show will be over for him.
Okay. Coach Breslin saying they paid $10 million for Dalton. Once they fail, Fields will be in.
Right.
Close to my heart. We're going to talk about it later. Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater, sis? Opening day, who's the quarterback?
From what I saw the other night, it's got to be Drew Lock.
Mr. Kirkpatrick.
Should have waited for this for Bronco Mania. I'm going Bridgewater still.
Okay, we're going to definitely debate this because I don't know how. Matt Staffiero is now saying Drew Lock. I'm going Drew Lock. We'll get into this in a couple of questions, in a couple of minutes. Kenny, Kemba Walker signs with the Knicks. You like it? You love it? You don't like it? Or, nah?
I'm doing every dance I've never been able to dance in my life. This one, I love it. $8 million a year for an all-star, 4-time all-star. Even if he is injury prone, I know it's quick hitter, so I won't go into it too much, but how can you not like it for the money that you gave the guy? And you know what? It's the ceiling's up. The ceiling's there for him. If he can, for $8 million a year, the ceiling's there. If he was making $40 million, I would not like it. But he's making $8 million with the Knicks, so no brainer. I love it.
Sis, what about you? Kemba coming back home to New York? Do you love him?
Just ecstatic about it. Love it.
Me too. I'm with you. Coach Breslin saying good pickup. Did not give anything for him. 2 years. See what he does. Has to stay healthy. Absolutely. But when you're going to pay him $8 million only, and OKC did the buyout, and like we're saying, it didn't cost us anything in a trade. Love the deal. Love him. Starting point guard. I'm ready to roll. Kenny, I'm going to start this one to you. Mr. Voit with the Yankees came out yesterday and said, I should play as much as Anthony Rizzo. So let me ask you this, Kenny. Who should be the everyday first baseman? Voit, Rizzo? Should one of them, I'll ask this way, should one of them, Voit or Rizzo, be the everyday first baseman, or should they share that position?
One of them should be the everyday first baseman, and I think it should be Rizzo, the left-handed bat. Voit should be the DH. Stanton should be in left field. Gallo should be in center. Judge should be in right. That's how it should be.
Okay. Real quick, Matt Staffiero saying he won't be able to make it to Broncos Briggsy moment, but Locke should start unless he collapses this weekend. Still thinks he falls flat and Teddy comes in week 4. You know what, Matt? I totally 100%. I'll get back to my thing, but I want to answer him before he leaves because we know he's a big Bronco fan. I totally agree. Locke starts and let Locke roll. If Locke falters, then that's it for him. Once you make that move from Drew Lock to Teddy Bridgewater, it's over for Drew Lock in Denver, and then you ride out with Teddy Bridgewater. That's why it's got to go Lock first, then Bridgewater to come in and, if there's trouble. If there's not and he's riding through, hey, that's what we want. But Lock, like Sis said, you saw the potential in him. Let him ride it out. If you have to go to Bridgewater, you go to Bridgewater. Once you go to Bridgewater, it's over. It's done for Drew Lock. So that's why you can't start Teddy Bridgewater. Lock, hopefully he goes through, and if not, in the offseason, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, all those guys, again, are going to be in play. Then we deal with it.
Can we go off topic and do Briggsy Broncomania now, since Matt's got to go in a couple minutes, and then we'll get back to your quick hitters?
Sure, we could do that if we want. If you want to do that, we'll do that.
I want Sis involved in this too, obviously. Can I go or?
Yeah. You can go. Yep.
My argument for Teddy Bridgewater: Saints, when Drew Brees got hurt, undefeated. Before that, he played for Pat Shurmur's offense. Pat Shurmur, he was the starting quarterback out of the 3. Bridgewater, Keenum, Bradford. He was the starter. He got hurt, terrible injury. He went to Carolina last year, and all his stars got hurt. McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. He had to use Mike Davis in the backfield as his check down, the power back. He didn't have weapons. Teddy Bridgewater's stats from that game with the second team offense: 7 for 8, 74 yards, 1 touchdown, and a rushing touchdown that got called back on a holding penalty. So he technically could have had 2 touchdowns with 7 for 8, 74 yards in a Pat Shurmur offense that he knows from when he played in Minnesota. Drew Lock taking nothing away from him, 5 for 7, but he only threw the ball 7 times. 2 of his plays was because KJ Hamler broke free and was wide open. I'm not taking anything away from Drew Lock, but I did not see anything spectacular from Drew Lock. The guys were wide open. He was up against the second string defense. That's my argument.
Okay, Sis, you go, Sis. So right now, Kenny's saying, Matt Staffiero saying smart argument here. Kenny and I talked about this earlier. Sis, I mean, is Kenny wrong? Because I think Kenny's wrong. Is Kenny wrong with this thing?
Again, you can't. What Teddy Bridgewater did 2-3 years ago with Sherman, and that to me that's history. This kid again, and again, I'm not a Broncos fan, you know that. This kid to me, I watched him the other day. He looked. Again, it's a preseason game. I'll get crazy with preseason. That's part of my topic tonight. But anyway, long story short, that kid will be the starting quarterback. I'll take anybody's money that wants to bet. That kid starts opening.
You know what, Sis? And here's the thing. Kenny and Matt saying Kenny made a great argument. Yeah, but then you know what Kenny turned around and said to me? Well, you're going to win 20-17, but you're not going to beat Kansas City. Then why is he playing? Why? We want to win. First and foremost, I want a guy that's a future. I want to find the guy that's my franchise quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater is not a franchise quarterback. He never was. He never will be. Okay? Again, you got KJ Hamler, Cortland Sutton, Noah Fant, Jerry Jeudy, Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams. I'm not going to dink and dunk and no. You know what? This kid, Drew Lock, first off, Pat Shurmur. how he called that game, running the ball and play action. And Kenny, you're saying KJ Hamler is just wide open. He's wide open because they're running the ball down their throat, and now they have to single cover KJ Hamler. And you know what? Teddy Bridgewater doesn't get him that ball.
I loved what I saw out of KJ Hamler. I'm not taking anything away from Cam. I'm not taking anything away from Drew Lock. I'm just saying, don't get caught up in the moment because those guys were wide open.
But
That's what I'm saying. Don't get caught up in one preseason game, Kurt.
Right, but I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
But here's the thing: the league knows, and Sis just said, the league knows what Teddy Bridgewater is. Okay, the league knows. You know, the league does not know. You do not know what Drew Lock is, and that's why it's so important to now. I mean, think about it. You're gonna go 9-8, 10-6 with Ted. Like, I don't want that with Teddy Bridgewater. For what? You just told me you're gonna score 17 points a game. You're not gonna win. How am I gonna win that? I'm gonna tell my defense I gotta hold Kansas City to 14 points because I can't score.
Matt's got a couple comments that are very, very great on point. If the call is Fangio's to make, could it very well be Teddy starting? We have to remember he's playing for his job. The only thing Locke has proven he can do consistently is play inconsistent football. Erratic play followed by INTs. But then he comes back, and this is a great point too, I don't think Locke can beat Kansas City or the future quarterback of the Denver Broncos.
See,
You have to remember that. Like I said, don't get caught up in this. I want to make a little wager with you.
Okay,
Wager.
But
What?
what?
This out right now. You can think about it. Simple wager. You obviously think Drew Lock is going to be the quarterback of that opening day against the Giants.
Yes,
right.
He should.
All right. Here's my bet to you. If Drew Lock is the starting quarterback week 1, and we lose to Drew Lock, I will do another Pocky Chip challenge on the air. Another one.
Okay.
And I'll eat the whole chip this time.
Okay.
But if Teddy Bridgewater is the quarterback week 1, you have to do at least a little piece of that chip.
Okay. So all right. So let me go back.
Okay, but here's the if Teddy Bridgewater is the quarterback, and the Broncos beat the Giants week 1 with Teddy Bridgewater, you got to do a little chip.
All right, we'll discuss the chips here. I don't want to drop dead here on the air because you know me.
And you know what? It's going to be a fair quarterback battle. If somebody gets hurt in preseason, it's out.
All right,
fair quarterback battle. Bridgewater's the quarterback and beats the Giants week 1. You got to do the chip.
All right. I got to get to Sis though because. And by the way, last night I want to give a shout out to Coach Sheridan in St. Mary's because Coach Sheridan did an awesome interview on the high school show. But getting into that, Sis, we were coaches, right? And I remember you saying, you were somewhere where the quarterback couldn't throw 10 yards and you're running shoot, right? Remember you said that to you told
that was at Minden Park when I was defensive coordinator.
Okay.
You had
So
your best center, you had your best player at 6'5" playing center and had a quarterback at 6'5".
Right. So here's my point. You watched on Saturday. Kenny watched it. Matt watched it. I watched it. You watched it. Drew Lock with Pat Shurmur. Run the ball, play action off of that, and with that strong arm, it's lethal. Okay? So you know what? It's Pat Shurmur's job. It's Pat Shurmur's job to put that kid, what he did for him last Saturday, 5 for 7 in position to win. And you know what? You run the ball and you play action the death off of him. Because, let me explain something to you, Kenny. You're a Giant fan, right? How are you lining up to Jerry Jeudy? If first and foremost in football you have to stop the run. You could ask Coach Breslin, I don't care. If you don't stop the run, you're dead. You're dead, right? So you have to stop that run. Now you got KJ Hamler, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Noah Fant. You're gonna have to play another guy in the box. You have to lock up on that. I'm playing Teddy Bridgewater. He's not throwing it deep. So you know what? Play tight coverage, but you ain't doing that with Drew Lock. I'm telling you right now. What KJ Hamler did was put a scare and say that this is not your Trevor Siemian Broncos, boys. It's not. You play the run, we're going right over the top. But to go over the top, you better have somebody with a strong arm. And you know what? I'll say this as a Broncos fan. It's a disgrace if Drew Lock is not that starting quarterback. And if Vic Fangio puts Teddy Bridgewater in as the opening day quarterback, I'm saying this right on air, Kenny. Okay, sis, you're my witness. If he puts Teddy Bridgewater and he's playing the Giants, the Jaguars, and the Jets, and if he's not 3-0 with Teddy Bridgewater, he should be fired on the spot. And you know what? Bring somebody in, not Shermer, fired on the spot. I agree with Matt. Locke deserves the shot to start, but on a short leash. Yes. But if Fangio does that, and Fangio ruins a career with Drew Lock, he should get fired if he's not 3-0 with those teams. Because they should walk into MetLife and beat the Giants, and they should blow out the Jaguars and blow out the Jets. 3-0.
One more thing. Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
And then we'll let you finish this, and you finish the segment. Bridgewater's going to get a shot this week to play with the first team. Is that correct? Is he
Yes.
getting the first team this week?
Yes.
All right. Let's just throw random numbers out there. Bridgewater goes 10 for 14, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Drew Lock goes 5 for 7, 60 yards, and 1 touchdown with the second team. It tells me they're on an even playing field again. You're going to give the job to Lock. I agree, but Bridgewater, you can't take anything away from him. He's getting the first teams this week. My argument about, Sis, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you think the Giants have a good secondary?
I would say they have a fair secondary. Again, it's only one preseason game. From what I've seen, they have tackling issues. I can see that already.
Okay, fair enough. I think they do have a great secondary on paper with the safeties, McKinney and Peppers. You got Adoree Jackson that you brought over, and James Bradbury, who I think is very underrated. Your secondary is going to stop that deep throw. You don't need Drew Lock ain't going to be able to make the deep throws in the Giants secondary. I'm telling you that right now. You want a guy like Bridgewater to beat a defense like the Giants.
Nope, I don't want a guy like Bridgewater.
And that's why I'm putting my words where my mouth is. I will put the Pocky chip. Whoever doesn't know what that is, that's a ghost pepper chip challenge. If Drew Lock's the quarterback week 1, the Giants will win.
Okay, I'm going to end this segment with this, okay? And I'm going to start with you, Kenny. Is Teddy Bridgewater the franchise? Could Teddy Bridgewater be the Bronco franchise quarterback for the next 10 years?
I'm going to say he has a better chance.
You didn't answer my question. Could he be?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to say absolutely not. Sis, what about you?
I'm not even going to answer that.
Right. But now let me ask you this, because I'll say this.
It's ridiculous when the guy went 7-0 with the Saints.
Well, then why didn't?
He's going to be the quarterback for the Broncos, Kenny. Let's be realistic. For the next 10 years.
Right. Kenny, let me ask you. You're going to answer this question, right? Wait. Let me ask you this. You think
why he didn't last in Carolina? He didn't fit in.
No.
Think about it. He didn't last wherever he went.
Right. Exactly. Well, Kenny, he says, here's where I got Kenny. He's going to have no answer for me.
I'm crazy, but you're crazy. You're thinking Drew Lock's your franchise quarterback.
Wait a minute. You keep telling me Teddy Bridgewater went 7-0 with the Saints, right?
6-0, 7-0.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Both of you guys. Is Sean Payton a very good coach?
Yes. Overrated.
Okay.
No,
But okay. So he had Drew Brees.
Million playoff games lately. He's definitely overrated in my opinion.
Yeah, but
My opinion.
let's be realistic. How many games did they get screwed out of in those 2 playoffs?
You're right, absolutely. But Kenny, sis, here's where I'm going to get Kenny. He's not going to have an answer for us, okay? If the guy goes 6-0 or 7-0, and you have Drew Brees on his last leg,
Right.
do you realize that the Saints paid Taysom Hill over Teddy Bridgewater? Why didn't they keep him? Because they knew, just like Sis said, everywhere he can't stay anywhere. He's a great backup. He's a great, hey, somebody gets hurt, put him in for 4 weeks. You're not winning a Super Bowl with Teddy Bridgewater. You're not winning playoff games with Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, you know what? At least you got some logic, but you think Drew Lock is your franchise, you gotta be just as crazy as me.
But you don't know. But you don't know that. You don't know that.
I know that 100% he's not your franchise.
You don't know that.
Just like Case Keenum, Trevor Siemian, Paxton Lynch. I can name Tim Tebow. I can name 50 quarterbacks for the Broncos that didn't pan out.
Speaking of Tebow, he got cut.
Yeah, he got cut. This is a great topic, but you know what? See, I totally disagree with you, Kenny. And you know what? You don't have an answer for the same thing, because he would have been, they should have said, look at this guy, 7-0. Let's sign him. They let him go to Carolina. They just let him go to Carolina for nothing. Why?
Peanuts.
Because they know. They knew. They took Taysom Hill, and signed him instead of Teddy Bridgewater. And then they got Winston.
Here's my honest opinion. Drew Lock will most likely be the starter in week 1. Bridgewater takes over that job and does a hell of a job in Denver. You two better be on the air wearing Bridgewater jerseys.
Listen, of course I'm going to root for Bridgewater, but Bridgewater you're not winning anything big with. You just named Case Keenum and Trevor Siemian. Teddy Bridgewater's like those guys. That's exactly what he is. What are you winning with that? Nothing. So.
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong.
I don't.
Time to move on.
I would like Teddy Bridgewater over Daniel Jones.
That's a whole nother story.
God, don't even forget it.
I wouldn't.
What a statement. That's terrible.
Yep. All right, real quick. I got two quick hitters. Sis, Texas and Oklahoma going into the SEC. In the next 3 years.
2025.
Okay, I'm sorry. So their first 3 years, so 2025 to 2028, will either one of them be SEC champions, Sis? Yes or no?
Never. Unless Alabama leaves the division.
Okay, Sis, I'm with you. I think they're going to be in for a rude awakening in this conference.
This is not Little League football. This is the real football.
Yeah. Kenny, what about you?
I agree with Sis, but I'll say when Saban retires, there might, just like God rest his soul, we lost Bobby Bowden last week. Tom Osborne. When these legendary coaches retire, it seems like another team takes over. I don't think it's going to be Oklahoma or Texas, but we'll see. But until Saban is retired, they're not even in the mention of winning anything in the SEC.
Okay.
You boys got 20 days. That's it. Showtime.
They better hope for, what is it, Hurricane Fred? They better hope Fred goes to wherever they're going.
They better pray for another major hurricane.
Couple comments.
Quarterback's good though. I've seen him on film.
Hey guys, Mark Calderio's checking in. How are you, Mark?
We got a shot, Sis, of surprising in the ACC. I'll say that.
You got a shot of sitting in the stands with that team.
No shot.
You ain't beating Bama, pal.
Eddie Murphy saying, I think the Broncos, they have a better chance at signing Rodgers, LOL, till he's 48. Eddie Murphy saying Hill is the Ohtani of the NFL. All right, I got two more. Sis is going to like this one, Sis. Your boy, Najee Harris from the Steelers, will be the best running back in this rookie class this year.
I love him to death. There's a lot of good backs, man. So I don't know. Again, they're going to give him 25 a game, no doubt about it. I didn't get to answer the Yankee question. That's the one I wanted to debate.
Oh, the Rizzo voice. By the way, real quick, Sis, I'll get back to you on that. Paul Mulvaney saying first show in the new house, the first K&K in the new house. Last night was the first official one with Coach Sheridan. But, Sis, I apologize for that. So, Voit or Rizzo?
Real quick. They should split the first base. And Mr. Kenny, I'm shocked he left out my boy Gardy. You don't just throw Gardy to the wolves now, man. The kid's been doing it. You know what I mean? So I would split those two guys and then rotate the outfield and everything's good. You know?
Kenny,
That's
before
all
I-
the last thing I forgot to tell you last night real quick. Well, Coach Sheridan was talking. It was Coyne, me, Coach Jones, another coach, and Coach Sheridan. I had on Ahmad's shoes. Coyne had on his sport jacket. What a night that was.
I remember him telling me.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
On this topic, Kenny, Eddie Murphy saying I would do Judge, Gallo, and Stanton in the outfield, and Voit DH. Jasper saying Rizzo for sure with that left-handed bat. Kenny, go ahead.
I lost track. What was the question? Oh, Najee Harris.
No. You answered the Voit Rizzo one, right?
I'm gonna make you. What was that, Kurt?
You answered the Voit Rizzo one.
I answered the Rizzo with Rizzo, Gallo, and Judge in the outfield, like Eddie Murphy said, and Voit at DH.
Okay, Eddie's saying no splitting of first. Voit DH, Gallo, Judge, Stanton in the outfield. Paul saying Rizzo, first base. All right,
Paul says Rizzo first base.
That's it.
Rizzo at first base.
So Najee Harris.
I answered Najee Harris. You're gonna like this answer, Kurt. And I said bold prediction on Matt's show. Your guy, Williams, is going to be the best back out of this league. I love him when I see out of this kid. He's in a perfect situation in Denver. Najee Harris is going to be right up there as well. But I think it's going to be the kid Williams that surprises most people of all.
But the thing is, like Sis hit it on the head. He's going to get over 20 carries. They already said that.
Don't sleep on him.
Tomlin doesn't.
Well, I agree. Yeah, I agree, sis.
Tomlin doesn't like switching back. So they're saying like Tomlin's going to give him.
I just don't like already Gordon's hurt. I just don't like the form. I just don't like the recipe Gordon has in Denver. I could see it being the kid's job to lose now and taking over that job. And Denver maybe looking to ship Gordon out if Royce Freeman could show you a little bit as a backup.
Okay. All right, so those are the quick hitters for tonight. Man, these quick hitters were they got the audience fired up tonight. We had some good ones.
This is good. We haven't had a fired up show in a while. I like it. That was perfect because that's how Briggsy used to be.
Oh yeah, that was it.
So that was a perfect Briggsy Bronco Mania segment.
I commented on his page tonight.
I saw that,
I'm glad
sis.
I got to let some emotions out in our good friend Michael Briggs. So,
Yep.
all in fun, of course. And,
No, absolutely. It always is.
all in fun. It's a fun debate.
Guys, Kenny, real quick, Mr. Virilli's checking in with us tonight.
Mr. Verrilli, what's up? I want to get into a little football. I'll do football quick, Kurt, because you hit a couple of my things. I want to update, and was just going to mention Giants-Jets game real quick. But before that, I got some training camp battles as well, and I did the rookie quarterbacks. So I'll start the first one with Kurt, and this is going to be an easy one, I think. Whose job after week one is who's the starting quarterback for the Jaguars after week one? And I'll give you the stats. Trevor Lawrence, 6 for 9, 71 yards. Gardner Minshew, 4 for 8, 47 yards. Did Trevor Lawrence do anything to lose his job? Or did Gardner Minshew do anything to get the starting job?
Gardner Minshew better get the hell out of here if he ever wants to play again, because you're not budging on Trevor
I
Lawrence.
agree. I did the easy one first. Sis, Lawrence's job.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. They drafted him not to sit on the bench, so next.
Here's a good one for Sis. Cam Newton. He only played a couple series, 4 for 7, 49 yards. Your boy Mac Jones had a nice showing, 13 for 19, 87 yards. After week one,
Yeah, go
whose
ahead.
job is it?
Well, again, I won't even answer that because, again, these games are nothing but an evaluation. The only thing I'll say about Matt Jones, I was really surprised how calm and collective this kid is in his first preseason game. And that's basically all I'll say about it.
Kurt.
Eddie Murphy saying Mac Jones by week 5 or 6. I'm telling you, I think eventually Mac Jones is going to get the job, but I think they're going to have little packages for Cam Newton. I think you're going to see both of those guys play. That's my prediction.
I agree with that statement, Kurt. I didn't think so. You just said that. I think Cam Newton could be on the trading block. And just like Sis said, I was very impressed with Max Jones. How intimidating is it to be the quarterback after Tom Brady and playing for arguably the best coach in NFL history?
Yep. Yep.
And he comes out in the first preseason game, calm and collected like that.
He'll be on that
I
field.
love it as not only a fan, but as a coach.
Right.
And
He'll be on that field a lot sooner than week 5 or 6.
Coach Breslin. Coach Breslin.
This could be the quarterback job. Let's see what happens week 2.
Yep.
Even in week 3, if they play in week 3.
Yep.
This could be, in my opinion, the biggest upset of these rookie quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning Jones may start week 1. He's going to have to do a little more, and Newton's going to have to lose that job. But Belichick don't play around. If he likes what he sees out of this kid, it's going to be the kid.
That's it. Yep.
He did it with Brady, right?
All right, I got a couple more,
Right.
Kurt. I got Andy Dalton. He only threw the ball 4 times, 18 yards, and then Justin Fields, 14 for 20, 142. He had a passing touchdown and 33 yards rushing with a touchdown. But he had a little groin injury. Minus that groin injury, would he be the starting quarterback week 1?
Well, you know what? Let's ask Verrilli that because that's his team. And, that's a tough one because, like Coach Breslin said, you paid the guy $10 million. You paid Dalton, right? And now you're talking about switching a whole offense. Like, they're going to run different offenses. So, you know what? I still think Dalton's going to play first. I think Dalton's going to go. And then, again, put a little package in for Justin Fields. And then when it's time, if the Bears are winning, they're going to stay with Dalton. If they're not, they're going to go to Fields early. Again, like Sis said with Lawrence, you're not going to draft these guys to sit them on the bench. You can't do it.
Yeah. And Sis,
Sir.
Dalton or Fields?
Yeah, like I said earlier, they're going to give the kid a chance to get his feet wet, but I think you're going to see Andy go in, again, like Kurt just nailed it. If he does okay, we'll stay with him, and if not, after 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks, you're going to see Fields on the field. I don't think there's going to be any packages. That's just me. I agree with the other team Kurt was talking about with the package with Cam and
Mac Jones.
Matt Jones. That makes sense, but in Chicago, I don't see that now.
Now, Verrilli is throwing out a good one, Sis, and we'll give this as a coaching thing. You and Coach
Right.
Breslin could answer this. He's saying that the offensive line, the Bears can't protect Fields yet. Does that go in your thinking?
Of course it does. It's the same thing with the Giants. I mean, again, they played all their backups. I didn't see Peppers on the field, and the other kids. He played all his second team. I want to see this week what we really got. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, Eddie Murphy's asking this. Sis, I got one for you and Kenny. We'll start with Kenny on this. Eddie Murphy's saying, with only 3 preseason games, Daniel Jones should have played the first game. Agree or disagree? I don't think he did anything to get the week off. Kenny, do you think Daniel Jones should have played against the Jets?
Absolutely. I was going to get into the Giants just after these couple of players, but let's jump ahead. I was going to ask Sis the question. Not only Daniel Jones, but a whole bunch of starters didn't play in that game, and you only got 3 preseason games on a team that went 6-10 last year. I personally totally disagree with it. I think I'm more old school. I want to see the guys play. If you're afraid of getting your quarterback hurt, then that's telling you have no confidence in your offensive line, number one. And 2, I thought the NFL, like I said, the NFL should maybe put red jerseys on the quarterbacks so no quarterback gets hurt in preseason. They need something to look forward to in the future. But there were a lot of guys that didn't play for the Giants, and I totally disagree. I don't know how Sis feels, but I thought Jones should have played a little bit.
With only 3 preseason games, I don't know what's behind Judge's thinking. Even if he played him for a quarter, like, why not play him? It just doesn't make any sense.
Agreed.
I don't get it. I get it. You want to evaluate your other people. You had to cut 5 on Monday. Okay, I get all of that. And you couldn't play the kid a quarter. I'm sure he wasn't happy about it, but again, we'll see this week now.
Couple things on this. Coach Breslin's disagreeing with you, sis. He's saying no, Daniel Jones should not have played. I am sure he is getting plenty of reps. 17-game season, long season. Have to keep guys healthy. See, I think this is the you're looking at a lot of people, like I think the Rams are saying like Matthew Stafford is not going to take a snap in the preseason. Remember, a lot of these teams now are doing all this joint practice. Like Eddie Murphy's saying, we might not see Daniel Jones this week either. Judge said starters are going to get most of the reps in the joint practices with the Browns. You're going to get more like that when you're going ones-on-one. I mean, let's be realistic. What do you really... again, Denver's in a quote-unquote quarterback competition, right? But what do you really need Daniel Jones to go out for and watch him versus the Jets' second string and third string? Like, it can only be worse if he doesn't perform. Imagine if he has a bad game versus that. In joint practices leading up to that week, they're probably doing, they're definitely doing 7-on-7s against the ones. You're going to do some kind of, I don't know, some kind of like live team drills. You're obviously going one-on-ones with D-backs and receivers and they're throwing. So don't you think like that's more important than going and saying, I'm going to put Daniel Jones in for a scrimmage game for what? Really, what are you gaining out of that?
I'll tell you what, sis, you mind if I take this first?
No, go right ahead.
Daniel Jones is in the same situation, in my opinion, as Drew Lock, minus a competition for Drew Lock. Mike Glennon is not taking Daniel Jones' job. Okay? Bridgewater has a chance to do Drew Lock's job. Look what Drew Lock did against the Vikings. Daniel Jones hasn't proved to me, I'm going to speak for Sis, he may disagree, for Sis or 95% of the Giant fans out there, that he's our franchise quarterback yet. He's got to go and play, in my opinion, and all this, respectfully disagree with Coach Breslin. He's got to get a couple of series each of these preseason games, week 1 and week 2.
Why?
Again,
to me, he's the franchise quarterback yet. Go get some live ball.
Kenny's nailing it. Again, all due respect to Coach Breslin. I mean, he's not Tom Brady where you say, so you need to get in. I don't care if it's the first team, second, it's reps against not your own teammates, a different colored jersey, even if it's for a quarter.
Okay.
Number 2, if that backup kid, if anything happens to Jones, the Giants won't win 5 games.
Okay,
That
so
kid's horrible.
so let me ask you. Okay, so let me ask you.
One last thing, Kurt. Sis mentioned Tom Brady. Tom Brady played series in week 1.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
A couple comments. Verley saying the extra 17th game is going to mess everything up. Also saying he needs to be in game shape. Mark saying if Jones gets hurt, we are going to be we're going to be in trouble. Worry about we will be screwed. But let me ask you this: are you playing Saquon Barkley in that scrimmage game?
You know what Saquon Barkley's going to play?
But no. But you're not in. But you both of you guys answered it.
No.
Okay.
He's going to play the first game against your boys.
Okay.
He won't see the field until then.
Okay.
Real quick, that to me is a major mistake. Because you want to see him start taking some hits to see if he can take it. I ain't waiting to play Denver, and then he's going to get hurt the 4th play of the game.
Okay, but here's the thing then. Kenny, are you going to play Galladay?
Well, he got hurt, didn't he?
Well, so you want to put Daniel Jones...
He's hurt now, right? That's what I mean. He's hurt now.
Right, but you want to play Daniel Jones without Saquon Barkley, without Galladay. Again, they're doing this in practices. He's playing against, say, Cleveland.
Why is Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater playing?
Because they're in a competition. You got to have something to say a competition. What are you going to just say? We're in a competition. Nobody knows. I flip a coin.
I'd rather him play, and I agree with Sis. I'd rather him play a couple live series. Tom Brady has no competition. Why did Tom Brady play a series?
Great point.
greatest quarterback in history,
Great
arguably.
point.
He played a series.
Again, I don't think you.
To me as a Giant fan, it worries me. Seriously worries me.
This
that
is worried about the
we have no
offensive line.
confidence in our offensive
Yeah, I
line
totally agree
to
with
protect
that.
our quarterback
Yeah.
that he's going to get hurt in a preseason game.
I
That's
totally
what it
agree
felt.
with that. Yeah, he's right. I agree there.
Okay. By the way, Verrilli's all over Saquon Barkley, saying he needs to have fragile stitched on his jersey.
This is a heated show tonight, man. Maybe we should go on, get everybody fired up tonight. You were fired up early with the technical difficulties.
Yeah.
The topics. This is good.
No, we're fired up. We're fired. It's football season. That's what it is.
Like, all joking aside, that's what talk shows are about. We can't agree with everybody all the time.
No.
Sis and I are on the same page on this one. Maybe we're
I'm
wrong.
glad I-
we might be wrong. We
I'm
might
glad I
be wrong.
straightened out all
But
the
let's see.
technical problems tonight. That's all I'm at.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong and Daniel Jones goes and be our franchise quarterback for the next 10 years.
Eddie
I hope I'm
Murphy.
wrong.
Hey, this is great.
So
Eddie,
I hope our offensive line surprises the heck out of me
He's-
and Barkley has 1,500 yards rushing this year.
hey, Kenny,
I
how
hope I'm
about
wrong.
this? How about this? We even got our watchers fired up. Eddie Murphy's going at Verrilli with the Bears, saying, "Worry about your Bear Cubs." Verrilli saying he's never wrong.
Everybody's wrong. What's in the air tonight? Is there a full moon?
It's the new place.
That's it.
You know, I'm going to say this about the new place, though, guys, and this is true. Since I don't have any pictures on the wall, I actually hear myself echoing because I just hear the wall. So I got to get these pictures. Coach Breslin, get those command strips ready. We got a lot of hanging to do.
What do you want, a
Can
second
you do
floor
these
there?
I'm on the third floor.
Two last rookies real quick. Real quick, we'll do like quick fire, quick rapid answers on these last two. And then I'll do my topic, quick 5 minutes, because I want to get into Sis's what's on his mind, because that's always heated.
Oh,
Lance or Garoppolo? Lance was an inconsistent, in my opinion, 5 for 14, but he did have 128 yards. He looked good on that deep pass. For Jimmy Garoppolo, a mediocre 3 for 3 on his one series, 26 yards. Whose job is it, Kurt, right now?
Garoppolo starts. See, they're in a tough situation because they're a good team. You know, their defense is so good, and they probably got the best running. They obviously have the best coach who's going to put the best running game in there. But that's hard for me because I would probably start Garoppolo. You know what? I'm going to do what San Fran did in the past with Alex Smith, where he goes into Kaepernick, Garoppolo, and then when Lance is ready, I go to Lance. Really saying Jimmy G.
How about you, Sis? You agree with that?
I agree with Kurt said, yeah, absolutely.
I agree with Kurt as well on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Then my last one, this one's an interesting one. No Carson Wentz in Indianapolis. You got neither quarterback played it down in the NFL. Jacob Eason, sophomore quarterback, 15 for 21, 183 yards. Sam Ellinger with the second team, 10 for 15 per 155, but he had an interception. Too early to tell who the quarterback is, or is it a clear cut one or the other?
You know what? I think honestly, and I heard that they're saying Wentz is going to be back soon. I kind of believe that because I'm very shocked that the Colts, who playoff contender, they were last year people's underdogs to get to a Super Bowl. I can't see that there's no way they're going to go Eason and what's the other guys? The rookie from Texas. I can't see that they're going to give those guys the keys to that team. So I think they're thinking Wentz is going to be back sooner or later. Like quicker. I mean like week 2, week 3.
Back soon, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Sis, you got a clear cut favorite there, or just
No, I think, like he said, pretty much the same thing. Wentz coming back, I don't see it. I think he's going to be out a little bit longer than anticipated. It's a shame. The kid does have talent, but is
Always
he
hurt.
prone again. He's injury prone. He gets hurt too much. So
This is gonna be my bold prediction, real quick. This job's gonna go to Sam Ellinger, and I'm gonna tell you why. I love this kid in college. and he didn't have the career in college that, he was all the hype was when he was a sophomore. He didn't have the junior and senior years. He looked okay. 10 for 15, 155 yards isn't bad with a second and third teamers. He did have the one interception. I didn't see interception, so I don't know if it was on him or the receiver. But if the Colts believe in this kid as the rookie, then they might go with him over the sophomore guy to see if this kid can pan out. And then if he has a couple bad games, then you give the job to East. Because Ellinger wasn't a first round pick. He was like a third or fourth round pick?
Yeah, he went. Yeah, he wasn't that high.
He wasn't a first round pick. So give him the starting job, and if he falters, then you give it to Eason to come in. But if you catch lightning in a bottle, you got your quarterback for the future possibly here. So maybe they might go with him. That's going to be my bold prediction, that he gets the job week 1 and sees what he can do for a couple weeks.
Couple comments. Verrilli saying...
Because Eason's never played it down neither, remember that.
Right. Kenny Foles is saying... Verrilli saying Nick Foles is available. Please take him. All he has to do is then he's saying with the Colts, which is true, all this quarterback has to do is hand off or short throws to Taylor, Wilkins. Eddie Murphy's coming back saying, who picks up Josh Rosen? He got cut again.
Maybe the Colts. But I think the Colts feel they got one of their quarterbacks here. I don't know. I think they would have made a move already if they were scared. I think they feel like they may have a shot. Like you said, Kurt, Wentz may come back. They're counting on that. But they feel like they can compete until Wentz comes back with one of these two guys.
Again, I can't see how. I just really can't see how they're going to give the keys to that guy. I mean, listen, they're a playoff team. They're a top, 6, 7 defense. You got a great running back in Taylor. You got weapons over the top. Great offensive line, especially if Nelson comes back healthy.
Minus the Titans, Jaguars are going to be better, but the Texans, we know what they are.
Right.
So that's how the Colts are probably looking at it. Like, with our defense, our two quarterbacks here that are fighting for the job are going to we should be able to beat those two teams with our defense. That's 4 games right there.
Right.
I don't know what their schedule is the first half of the season. I've looked at it. But maybe they're looking at their schedule and saying, oh, these are winnable games. These are all winnable games. Let's stick with what we got now. If we need to, after a couple weeks, we make a move for a quarterback. But I feel they're staying with what they got because they feel one of these guys can do the job.
Kenny, sis, let's hit this one up from Verrilli. Jets need a backup quarterback as well, and he's saying the Saints are in trouble. Agree with both of those statements, sis?
Yeah, I want to ask Mr. Verrilli, real quick, ask Mr. Verrilli to give me 3 words that describe Jack Peavy from Woody Patterson. 3 words.
At QB, we got to keep this show clean, sis. We got to keep this show clean.
Yeah, that's right. I knew it. Okay, cool. I'm sorry, guys. What was the question?
Anyway, sorry, that was the argument. That was a little training camp freeze in week 1. We'll have our NFL preview in a few weeks. And I just wanted to get the NFL going rolling. You mind if I do my topic real quick? We'll do it in 5 minutes. I think it'll be a fun little topic.
See, Verrilli's saying, am I allowed to use 4...
question first, Kenny. I didn't answer his question. What was his question?
He's saying 2-part question. The Jets need a backup quarterback as well. And he said, number 2, the Saints are in trouble.
And I agree.
I agree with both of them, too.
I agree 100% with that. I think the Jets, we didn't get it. I had the Jets written down, too. Why don't we touch base on the Jets real quick? They lost Joe Walton this past week, passed away.
Yep, 80 years old.
The Gastineau and Joe Klecko. He had a lot of good players over there. He was with the Jets for a long time. They lost a legendary coach. I think the Jets are making a huge mistake in not giving Zach Wilson any competition at all. Any. I couldn't even name James Morgan and White. I couldn't even tell you his first name. Are there 2 backup quarterbacks? They're giving this kid no competition. I think that's a mistake. Look at these other quarterbacks that we just all went through. even Trevor Lawrence has a little competition over in Jacksonville and Gardner Minshew. All joking aside. And Fields has Dalton. Mac Jones has Cam Newton. Trey Lance has Jimmy Garoppolo. Every other quarterback has competition.
But here,
I
see,
think the Jets are making a big mistake.
But
The
here's-
Jets may be the worst team in
but
football
see,
right
this is where I just disagree. Okay. By the way, Eddie Murphy's saying, I don't know if you guys watched, but there was a good interview between KD and Draymond Green. I did not see it, but I heard it was awesome. I do want to watch that, Eddie. But here's why I'm going to disagree with you, okay? Because when you're saying you go into camp, right? I'm going to throw out Teddy Bridgewater. I'm going to throw out, I know he's not playing, but a Josh McCown. I'm going to even a Gardner Minshew, a Trevor Siemian, a Case Keenum, right? Guys like that. If you're just going to look on a script and say, wow, like if the Jets got, say, Case Keenum. Case Keenum is a vet. So he's going to go into training camp. I'm not going to make a mistake. I'm going to check it down. I'm going to take the sack. If you're going to go and say there's a competition, he's going to do it better than Zach Wilson. But you're not going to win with those guys. You know, like that's what, and I'm going to get into this. It killed Denver. Listen, Paxton Lynch was a joke, but it also killed them because he went up against those guys, and Trevor Siemian said, okay, 3rd and 9, I'll check it down for 2 yards and say, I didn't throw a pick in practice. Paxton Lynch threw 2 picks, so there should be a competition. I totally disagree. Zach Wilson is your quarterback. Okay? If he gets hurt, then go on the street and sign somebody. But don't have somebody in camp that's going to go and say, Zach Wilson was 11 for 28 today. Let's put in Case Keenum. It's not about Case Keenum. It's for the Jets. It's about get Zach Wilson to 1, year 2, year 3, but get him experience. The same thing with Trevor Lawrence. You know, San Fran's in a different situation because they're a good team. They're a little different. But somebody like Zach Wilson, no competition. It's your team from day one. You ride or you fall or you collapse. That's it. Either or. Don't have, well, in practice, Case Keenum, you know, is 10 for 10. No. It causes problems. He's the quarterback. You took him number 2. He's taken every snap to this year. Every snap.
Okay, and then I got to put you on the spot. Because in your philosophy 10 minutes ago, he shouldn't be playing in the preseason then. He should just be practicing.
Who?
Getting the reps with the first team.
Who?
Zach Wilson should not be playing live preseason games.
Well, that's what rookie ever didn't play in a scrimmage game? I mean, that's
fair enough. That's fair. Fair.
I'm saying.
But I would be worried. I would be worried if I was the Jets not having any time. I'm not saying a quarterback that's going to take his job, but some kind of veteran in there to at least mentor him. Like, I couldn't even tell you these 2 quarterbacks' names. Never mind competition.
Then you want to mentor him seriously? They should have got like an Alex Smith, where he's not going to play. He's going to just, you know what, put him as a quarterback coach, mentor somebody.
Anybody, an old veteran, an old veteran.
But no competition. No competition.
No, I'm okay with the no competition, but some older veteran. You know what? I'm going to save this. You want me to save the topic for tomorrow? Or
Yeah. Save it for tomorrow. Save it
5
for.
minutes.
Up to you. Whatever you want. Sis is waiting in the wings.
I think we got a lot of audience participation. I think they'll like this topic. We'll do it it's only going to take 5 minutes.
Okay.
So, obviously last year we had COVID affect a lot of stadiums, and there was a lot of teams didn't have fans or half capacity. Some didn't even have half capacity. This year, back to full capacity. So what I want to know, and I got the prices for every team here. I want to know the 5 most expensive places on average to watch a game this year. And then I got the 5 cheapest ones as well. Let's start with the most expensive. Let's see how many you can get. I'll give you guys a couple of, X's, but let's see if you can get the top 5 within like 1 or 2 wrong. And the audience can play too. Sure. And I'll read off the numbers as well, what the average price of the ticket is.
Okay, Sis Virilli saying it's not going to be long, full capacity, and Eddie Murphy saying the cheapest is in my house. LOL. All right,
Stadiums.
I'm gonna go Dallas.
Dallas is number 3. On their average is $198 a ticket. Sis, most expensive place to play this year in football with COVID restrictions being lifted. Where's it going to be the most expensive to watch a game?
Tampa Bay.
Surprisingly, no. And big respect to Tampa Bay. They are number 20 on the list, $144 only for a ticket on average.
Wow.
I got 2 from the
Much respect
audience.
to them for not jumping their prices up with how good their team is.
I got 2 from the audience. Eddie Murphy saying the Giants.
Giants are number 12, $159.
Okay. Virilli is saying Chicago.
Chicago, much respect to the Bears, but they're number 9, $176.
I am saying I'm going to go with Green Bay.
Yes, Green Bay's number 5, $193 a ticket for Green Bay.
Eddie,
It's just crazy because I wouldn't want to go there in December and pay that much for a ticket.
Eddie Murphy's throwing out Atlanta.
No, much respect to Atlanta. They are number 21, $141 a ticket.
All right, go to
Yes,
Sis.
you got another guess?
Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, good one.
Another good one, but in the middle of the field, $157 a ticket.
How about my Broncos?
No, your Broncos, much respect, $138 a ticket. It's not too bad.
I think I know one.
I'll give you guys some hints.
How about Vegas? Vegas.
Vegas. I'm going to do this. $237 on average for a ticket.
What number are
At
they?
the new stadium.
What number are they?
Number 1.
Okay.
I'll tell you this. The next team below them is $31 cheaper. That's how much higher priced their average tickets are. It surprised me that this team was number 2. I'll give you a hint for
Philly.
number 4.
Philly.
Newer stadium as well.
Newer Stadium. San Diego. The Chargers?
Close. Number 10.
Rams. The Rams.
On the right track. What's that?
Rams.
Rams are 194. Number 2 shocked the heck out of me because I was surprised they were number 2.
Pittsburgh.
No, number 11, 159. You want me to give you number 2? Because I don't want to do the cheapest real quick.
Yeah.
Number 2 was the 49ers, $206.
That is a little surprising.
Couple more teams real quick out of our fans. Coach Reslin's Redskins were 192. Patriots numbers 8, 186. The Chiefs were way down at number 14, 157. Respect to them. And then further down the line, they had Buffalo, 139 per ticket for Buffalo. And I'll do the cheapest now because there's a couple surprises for the cheapest. Sis, how about a cheapest ticket real quick?
Jets.
Close. Number 24 out of 32. 138 for a ticket. Cheapest, Kurt.
Minnesota.
No, Minnesota was right down the middle. 17, 151. Remember, newer stadium. Remember newer stadium.
The Lions.
Yeah, Carson's Lions, number 29.
$30 a ticket.
126 a ticket.
Virilli saying Cleveland.
What was that, Kurt?
Cleveland.
Cleveland?
Yeah, Virilli said Cleveland.
31, 120. There's only one team cheaper than that. These, one of them you should get. The other two surprised the heck out of me. I'll tell you that.
Our good friend Paul Rosen's jumping in saying Jacksonville.
Hey, Paul. Well, Jacksonville, you just missed the bottom. 127 a ticket. 27 on the list.
Mark is saying New England.
No, New England was number 8, Mark, up on the higher end, 186. Same conference, I'll tell you this much. 2 AFC teams and 1 NFC team.
Eddie Murphy's saying the Texans.
Now, disrespect to the Texans, they're going to charge people on average $154 a ticket for that team. Same conference. I'll give you
Tennessee.
Good
No,
one, sis.
Tennessee is in the middle. 26, just missed it. It's this 134.
All right.
One team you should get a good quarterback. He was a rookie a couple years ago. Got hurt. The other team in Ohio,
Oh, Cincinnati.
$105 a ticket only for them.
Wow.
$15 cheaper than the Browns. These two teams surprised me. An NFC West team,
Arizona.
Cardinals, were $121 a ticket at number 30, which is surprising because they got a nice stadium and a good team. And then this one surprised the heck out of me. The Ravens, only $123 a ticket
Wow.
for their
That
team.
is
Much
shocking.
respect to them.
That is
That was
shocking.
just, with the COVID hit, you know what, we give you guys what the prices of tickets were going to be this year. The most expensive places to play and some of the cheapest places to watch a game this year if you wanted to go watch a game.
Sounds
That was a
good.
little topic I had there. Want to transition over to Sis's, the most popular segment of the night. Only an hour late tonight because of our technical difficulties earlier. But the popular "What is on Sis's mind" segment is up.
All right. Now, I've always been this way. When I'm right, I'm right. When I'm wrong, I'll admit when I'm wrong. And I said a month and a half ago, I had absolutely, positively no faith in the Yankees. My question for the audience tonight, what is this sudden turnaround with the Yankees? Is it the lineup changes? Is it the stealing bases more? Boone's being more aggressive? Gallo and Rizzo obviously have picked this team up. So what's your thoughts on that? Kurt, we'll start with you.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy saying Rizzo and Gallo. Yeah. I was wrong too. But again, it's still, that team just can't get into the postseason. That team has to make the World Series. A lot of pressure on them, but for now, yeah, it was a great move. Eddie Murphy saying Rizzo and Gallo. Paul saying Gallo and Riz. You know what? Those he made good deals. I'll say that he made good deals.
And Eddie Murphy, I don't know if I could top this one, sis. You may have to skip me because I think he nailed it. He says Yankees needed some Italians on the team and Rizzo and Gallo. So I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can top that one, sis.
Yeah, but the thing, I mean, again, is it just those two players that sparked this team? Is that what you guys are saying?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say yeah. I think they did. I think they pushed.
Yeah.
I think they pushed people, and it just made the lineup better. The lineup was so poorly constructed that now you inject Rizzo, inject Gallo. They're lefty batters in Yankee Stadium. I mean, yeah, the pitching is still, questionable, but you got to be happy if you're a Yankee fan. You're in. I mean, as of today, you're a wild card team.
Mhm.
I'll just add, sis. I think it's Rizzo and Gallo about 75%. But these kids that are coming up and doing a heck of a job too. They got this kid Gil who's been lights out for 3 games.
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere. The league hasn't figured him out yet. A guy that I'm all excited about the way he's been pitching lately is Jonathan Loizaga in the bullpen. I'm liking what I'm seeing from him. So I'm liking what I'm seeing out of some of these kids. This kid, Tyler Wade's come out of nowhere and start to slap the ball and get base hits. Who would have ever thought that? I know Paul listening. Who would have ever thought that?
Well, Paul,
saying Tyler Wade, and to echo Sis's words, you know me, I was the biggest one. I said I will not talk about the Yankees unless somebody talks about the Yankees. Sis talked about the Yankees, so I'm going to admit I was wrong as well. And I said, Kurt, when I was at your house when they traded for Rizzo, I said that is the best move the Yankees could have ever done, along with Gallo, because they needed left-handed hitters.
Yep.
And what two better left-handed hitters to get? A home run hitter? Yeah. Okay, you're going to have another guy who hits home runs or strikes out. But in Rizzo, who's not even playing right now because of COVID, is the perfect Tino Martinez, Don Mattingly type of first baseman that we've had for years, Sis, in Yankee Stadium.
a couple. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Sis. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to read a couple comments. Eddie Murphy, to answer your question, said Odor has been very underrated as well. Paul saying more base stealing and small ball of late. Starting pitching has been good. Bullpen is shaky.
Paul also is bringing up the great point that I did not even think of each name. Says Jameson Talon has been strong second starter, and Nestor Cortez has been great as well. You know, those are big parts of Rizzo and Gallo. Are big reasons why we're having success.
And you know what, Sis? Before you get to your next point, Eddie Murphy hit this on the head, and it's what I know it's what I've always complained about, and I think Sis was on board and Kenny was on board. Eddie's saying Rizzo is the best all-around first baseman the Yankees have had since Teixeira. And you see the key words there, best all-around. Not Luke Voigt, just a home run hitter. You know? That's the difference. Rizzo can go up there and be dominant and not hit a home run in 2 weeks. But you know what? He's going to get base hits. He's going to play defense. That's the difference. Same thing with Gallo. You know, Gallo's a good outfielder. But Rizzo, listen, I'm telling you that he would still be LeMahieu maybe, but if that game's on the line, I want Rizzo up. I don't want those other guys, Judge and Stanton.
Absolutely.
I want Rizzo up.
100% agree. That's the most sense you've made in 6 years, Kurt.
Thank you.
No, I'm messing with you. No, I agree 100% with that statement.
Okay, Sis, sorry.
Flipping over a little bit now with this preseason football, like even there's only the first game and there's only 3 preseason games. What are people really expecting? Do people realize that these games are just to evaluate so they can pick their best 53 players? I mean, it's not that they're not trying to win, but you know, that's not the bottom line with these games. A lot of people don't understand that. You know? Kurt, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, listen, I've always said this, and I coached, and just from an offensive coordinator perspective, it's funny, we did Coach Sheridan last night in the high school show, but I didn't want to show anything on film in the thing. Right. So, defenses are just vanilla defenses. You might get one little blitz, but they're not going to roll into coverages and show you, and they're not going to show you that in a preseason NFL game. So it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I agree with you, like wins and losses and stats, and there are, right, really saying all base defenses, people who really don't know football have no clue. It's so vanilla. You're running a basic, you're going to run here's your 4-3, your 3-4. You're not going to come up with all these exotic blitzes and stuff. So I think it means nothing, Sis. Nothing.
Kenny?
I'm going to make a bold statement about it, Sis. I'm going to say a few years, maybe in a couple years, maybe in a few years, you're going to see no preseason games. Because you got joint practices. You got none of the players are really playing. Look at our Giants, for example. Nobody's played for the Giants this past week. As a fan, are you going to want to go and spend $60, $70 on a ticket to watch people who are going to be bagging groceries in 2 weeks?
No.
I'm not making a joke out of it, but just, not trying to make a joke out of it.
No, it's the reality of it, yeah.
That's just, I personally wouldn't want to waste my hard-earned money on that type of product that's out there, even if it is preseason. Mm-hmm. They already shrunk it down to three games. Why not shrink it down completely? Have a Hall of Fame game with your two teams as your opening day, like you have the Cowboys and Buccaneers, have them play in your Hall of Fame game on Hall of Fame weekend a week before the season starts, and then start your season. You know, and that be, you know, start off the season right, Hall of Fame weekend with a Hall of Fame game that means something.
Well, here you.
Just a preseason game that means nothing. Like Kurt, you asked this question last week. Am I going to watch the Hall of Famers? You know, 2 weeks ago. I said no, I'm not working. But if I wasn't working, probably wouldn't watch much of the game at all. I have no interest.
Okay, I want to make a point because I got a couple comments. Virilli saying there's nothing like game shape and speed. He's also saying players need a preseason. Paul Rosen saying fans bet even on preseason games, which is crazy, but that's how they look at these games. The team has to win. Well, sis, I'm going to throw this comment back at you, and I want you to answer this. For everybody who's saying you need all these games, why in college do you just roll out and say Alabama versus Miami? There's no preseason games there, right? You have your spring game and you're practicing. But are there scrimmage games in the college?
No. The only scrimmage games you have in college is with yourselves. You have your inter-squad scrimmage, and you know, again, it's two different levels. You all know that, and it's a good point.
Now, Virilli saying he had scrimmages when he played. But is that scrimmage, you know, that's what Kenny was talking about with the joint with those practices, you know? It's kind of like that. You are getting your work in, but, you know, you're not going to see Alabama's going to go play Alabama versus USC in a scrimmage game. They're not going to do it.
Yeah, Verrilli's right, though. I mean, even when I played at the Hall, we had William Patterson, Iona, whoever. But moving on, Kurt, is Downs tied in something with Dak Prescott? Is he hurt?
You know what?
They're saying he's hurt.
You know what, sis? I'm gonna say something's going on there. You know,
Okay.
Every day it's he's okay. We're not gonna do this. We're not.
Right.
I don't expect him to go and play in a preseason game, but when they're showing a video, okay, he threw a 20-yard pass today, and. Listen, Peyton Manning, Verley saying something's up. Peyton Manning, they did a one-on-one interview with him, Hall of Fame weekend, and they said to him, when you were hurt, did you come out and was everything true that was going on?
I saw that.
And he said,
Yep.
You never go and you never tell what's 100% is. He said,
Right.
I was hurt more than people knew.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I think something's up, like Virilli's saying. I don't think it's, terrible, but I wouldn't be stunned if he's not playing opening night in Tampa Bay.
Kenny?
I agree with Kurt and Eustace. I think something is up a little here. I don't know if it's something serious, but I do believe something is up. And even before he's hurt, I'm thinking this is an overrated team, but this team's in a lot of trouble if he's hurt.
Okay. Back to Kenny. What's up with Watson? What do you think's going on there? He hasn't practiced in like a week and a half or 15 days. What do you think's going? You think they're looking to get rid of him and nobody wants him because of what's going on with the luggage, with his case and everything? Do you think that has anything to do with it?
Absolutely, I think it has something to do with it because,
Okay.
in my opinion, if it didn't, a team that's got no star power on their team, I think they would try and make the focus on him. But they're obviously looking to get away from him, and there's probably nobody out there right now that wants
There's
him.
no takers. Okay. Kurt?
Again, I think Houston dropped the ball with this because, when he first came out, I'm going to hold out, I'm not going to play, yada, yada. Now all this stuff comes out. I mean, even if you want him, they're still saying Miami is a big team, right? You're going to give up 3 or 4 number 1 picks for this guy? 1, he could be in jail. 2, he could get suspended for who knows what. Houston's going to have to sell low, right? How could you pay? I mean, he's an unbelievable talent, but you can't give up 3 or 4th round picks for a guy you don't even know if what's going to happen to him legally. So
Correct.
that's
Correct.
where and they're stuck with him. You're not going to play him. He's not going to play. So he's just like he's such now. It's such like a nuisance having him there. Like he doesn't get any reps. He's took 3 snaps today or nothing. Like you're saying, he doesn't even practice. It's like it's a headache.
Kenny, with Barkley, you're not playing in the Giants are scrimmaging Cleveland this week or whoever they're scrimmaging. Do you think the first time we're going to see Barkley full go is opening day against Denver? Or do you think they'll put him in any of these preseason games?
I think he's going to suit up against Denver. I don't know how much he's going to place this, but I think he's going to suit up against Denver. I really do.
So we won't see him in any of these preseason games?
Absolutely not, no.
Okay. Kurt?
Kenny, who do Giants play second game?
Gotta look it up.
I'm going to look it up right now for you because I'm going to answer Sis's question nice and easy. Sis asked me, when's the first time we're going to
It's a
see...
big winnable game, I know that much.
All right, so week 2, the Giants are playing Thursday night at Washington.
Yeah.
Whew, Sis, don't suit him up opening week. You don't want to put him up. You don't want to put him against the best defense in football. You're not playing Patsy Cakes.
No, I
Don't sit him up. Von Miller, Chubb,
Right.
you're going to deal with Mr. Your boy PS2, Mr. Surtain. You don't want to deal with him. Save him for Washington.
Yeah, I agree.
Why would we save him for best defense in football as opposed to the second best defense in football? Maybe we should hold him out till week 3 then.
Virilli's all over him with fragile. Eddie's saying he won't play till game 3, and Paul's saying he's going to play versus Washington.
You better hope he doesn't play against you, Kurt.
I'm ready. Hey, by the way, Eddie Murphy's saying Haney had his best start as a Yankee tonight, 7 strong, 1-run game against the Red Sox.
Nice.
So,
Kenny, last one for tonight with what's on my mind. Football high school practices now, should there still be like double, triple sessions, 3.5 hour long practices? Are the kids in better shape today than they were 10 years ago? What's your opinion on that?
I don't think they need to do those triple sessions. I think they should have, like, if you want to have one 2-hour practice would be enough for me. The kids, like you said, they're lifting weights, they're working out all winter long, all summer long. They're working out. They're ready in the, practicing for next year. Months ago they were practicing for this year. Maybe not on the field, but in the gym. So I don't think we need to practice the double and triple sessions. I think one session, 2 hours, especially in the summer heat, especially during a pandemic. I think 2 hours is enough.
And Kurt, obviously you coach.
I
What's your take on this?
Virilli's saying no way, kids are soft now. Eddie Murphy saying I think kids are too soft to have 2 days, let alone 3 days. I agree too. Like, I was never like a fan of that. What are you really getting out of that? Like you have summer, you could put in your specials on a Wednesday night in the summer, walking through a kickoff team. I don't know. I like the theory of keep the kids fresh, keep them. Like we all went through it. Nowadays, though, it's like listen, NFL doesn't do it, right? Like why should high school do it?
Okay, that wraps up the session for What's on My Mind this evening. Very
That
good
was an
job.
awesome segment.
Thank
Great
you.
topic tonight, sis.
Yes, sir, sis.
Want to get into a little baseball, Kurt?
Sure.
All right, let's bring up baseball. I got a couple topics in baseball, sis. First headline. Last week's this has to do with the Yankees as well. But last week, I'm gonna start with this. Major League Baseball hosted the Field of Dreams game, which featured the Chicago White Sox and the New York Yankees. Thoughts on the experience, the game as a whole? Would you do anything to improve it, or would you leave it just as it is? Because now next year they already signed for next year to have two teams play.
Yeah, me and Kurt were talking about that, and I didn't realize that movie was made 30 years ago, first off. And honestly, watching that whole introduction before the game was even played, man, just gave me thrills. It was beautiful. It was really something, excuse me, to experience live watching that. I think all the people that were involved that did that, they did a tremendous job, and Kevin Costner, right on point, man. That was beautiful. Yep. And they're going to do it again next year. Yep.
They are. And Kirk.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy's saying MLB did that so perfectly. Then he's saying next year they're gonna have a game on the have a game on the Sandlot Field. LOL. I agree with Eddie, and I agree with Sis. Me and Sis talked about it last week. You know, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't watch baseball like as like a diehard Knick fan or diehard Bronco fan or college football. But I'll be honest, I was tuning into that game last week, man. It was just, and it was a fantastic game. You know, Yankees coming all the way back. Then they give up the lead, and the White Sox came back. But I love stuff like that, just like they do with the hockey when they do it on the outdoor games on January 1st. I love stuff like that. So I think baseball has a great thing. Eddie's saying it was the most watched regular baseball season game in 16 years.
Wow. I'm going to agree with both of you guys. I would improve one thing. And how great would this be? The uniforms were great, seeing the old uniforms. Kevin Costner leading the players out. But how great would it be for one of these two things to happen? If you had former White Sox and former Yankees leading the current Yankees out onto the field. Like maybe one former player for the White Sox, one former player for the Yankees, or you have celebrity lookalikes, right? How great would it be if you found somebody who looked like Babe Ruth and he comes out with a Babe Ruth uniform on? Or Mickey Mantle. Or for the White Sox, shoeless Joe Jackson and stuff like that. Like people dressed up as those players. But the other thing where I think Major League Baseball may have messed up a little bit is next year's game is the Cubs and Reds. The Cubs just sold everybody. Who's going to be their big selling point to watch that game next year for the Cubs? You got Reds, you got some players, but I would like to see the Dodgers and Giants. That's who I would like to see next year playing in it. But, you know, hats off, they're doing it again next year. That would be the only things I would fix. You know, not necessarily fix. That might be things that would change. I would love to see either a former player lead the players on the field next year for each team, or players dressed up as old players who have passed away, legends, come out onto the field from the corn.
A couple things. Virilli saying he likes your idea with the ex-players leading them out. And Eddie Murphy is throwing a little shade at the Mets, I think, saying that the Cubs will have Baez back next year. LOL.
I want to get into that real quick. We talked about the Yankees. We touched on the Mets a little bit. I wanted to do playoffs and wild card and World Series. Our updated predictions, real quick on baseball, because we're running a little close on time here. So I wanted to we'll cut the baseball topic short, and we'll do college football. We'll end the show with college football. Your updated playoffs, Kurt. American League champions and wild card.
All right, I'm going to go Tampa Bay, Chicago, and Houston. And I will go... I'll go Yankees and Oakland.
6.
Yankees, Oakland, wild card. And I'll go with Tampa Bay to win the division.
I'm going to agree almost 100% with you all, but I was wrong with the Yankees, and they got something special going on now. Yankees are going to win the American League East. Tampa Bay will be the wild card. Oakland will be the wild card. Everybody else, Astros and Chicago. And National League, Kurt.
Eddie's saying he thinks the Yankees win the division the last series of the season. National League, I'm still going to stick with the Mets. I am. I'm going to go one more week with the Mets. I'll go Mets, Milwaukee, Giants, and then I'm going to go Mets, Milwaukee, Dodgers, Giants, and you ready for this, Kenny? Our team is hot, and here they come. The St. Louis Cardinals are 3.5 back, and the Padres are faltering.
I like it. Sis.
Dodgers win it in their division. Giants get a wild card. And my other wild card team in the National League, Cincinnati Reds.
I'm on board with Kurt minus Mets. I'm still gonna go with the Phillies there. And I'm liking the Cardinal pick. They're hot. And
They're
I
hot.
riding
They're
teams.
hot.
I like riding hot teams this time of the year. And I like the Brewers and Giants as well. I like the Giants to win the division. I just think there's something special about that team this year. And the Dodgers would be my other wild card. World Series, Kurt. Updated.
I'm sticking to it. Houston Dodgers, and the Dodgers beat Houston.
And Sis.
Dodgers, Yankees.
Ooh, where's that been? Eddie Murphy is saying Giants, Phillies, Cardinals, wild card, Dodgers, and Mets. He's going Mets with the wild card.
Nice. Who you got winning the World Series, Sis?
Dodgers.
Kurt, you're gonna fall off your chair when I give you this one.
Oh God, you're gonna go White Sox. I know that.
I got the Giants. I got the Yankees going.
Oh my God.
But I got the Giants winning it all. I just don't have confidence in the pitching yet to win the World Series. I got us going to the World Series, sis. Could you believe that? Could you believe that after the way we've been bashing them all year?
Well, they turned the corner.
That's anything else baseball, guys, for this week.
Well, let me just explain this to you, because Eddie's saying I don't think the Yankees have enough pitching to win the World Series. You're beating Tampa Bay in a series, Kenny?
Yes,
You're beating Chicago in a series?
we just did.
You're beating Houston in a series?
I think so, yes.
No way. You don't have the pitching.
Jameson Talon.
Oh,
Watch out.
come on.
Kluber, we get Kluber back.
Yeah. Ron Guidry's going to pitch for you, too. Come on.
He could come out of the cornfield. He's going to come out of the cornfield. Field of dreams.
Yeah.
Anything else baseball, fellas?
That's it.
College football real quick. We got a few minutes, Kurt.
We got a few minutes, and we got Sis has two questions for me and you tonight to get us. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Kirkpatrick.
You know what? We forgot Sis's second question. Why don't we hold that for tomorrow?
Yeah, can we do that, Sis?
Giveaway tomorrow.
Sis, we'll do a
that's fine.
giveaway tomorrow.
I forgot about that. And nobody got the first one, so we'll give them both tomorrow.
We'll do both tomorrow.
That's fine.
We lost Bobby Bowden last week, guys. You know, we talked about it earlier a little bit before, thoughts on his career, Sis, and what he meant to that Florida State program.
You know, Alabama had a shot at getting him. They didn't want to take him because they thought he was like a little too old. For the next 17 years, he won 2 national championships. So, you know, the guy was a great coach. He was he was like a father figure to Mr. Warren Dunn, because his dad passed away when he was at Florida State, and Bobby took him under his wing, and I watched the special on that the other night. But yeah, the guy he was a class act, man. I mean, you know, he knew how to motivate the kids. They had to be in the classroom, the whole 9 yards, and God rest his soul. Yeah.
Virelli saying I still haven't collected on my win for trivia. Was he one of the winners last week? Was it Paul Rosen and him? And Mark?
Yeah,
Okay, I will get
Kurt, moving.
That's your bookkeeping.
Kurt ended up moving, if you didn't know. And the stuff got packed away, so you may have to wait a couple weeks.
No.
I'm not. I don't mean it as a joke. Might have to wait a week or two till you find
No,
out.
the thing is, Kurt's got to do the bookkeeping on the people who win.
I got it.
That's your job, okay?
I'll get something nice from Virelli. I know his teams. I'll get something nice for Virelli.
Sure, you want to add anything about Bobby Bowden?
You know what? Again, you know, in the early 90s, you know, wide left with the kickers, and they couldn't find a kicker. And I remember all those games where, you know, they lost to Miami. But the days with Charlie Ward and that game where Florida State got beat, where Notre Dame beat Florida State. I mean, those games growing up, you'll never forget them. And like Sis said, he was at the helm of that team. You know, he put that team into championship contention every year. One of the biggest coaches, I mean, I don't know, maybe before Saban, I don't know, he might have been the biggest name out there, you know, especially in the 90s. He was the man. So just a great coach. Rest in peace. He's going to be missed. And, you know, he was a great one.
You know, as a Miami Hurricane fan, I hated him as an opponent, but a respect for him. Can't say enough about the guy as a coach and a player. Never have I ever, in high school, it was in the 90s when he was coaching, so fired up for a game as an opponent when Miami would have to play Florida State. And it's just like, that's what, you know, good coaches and good teams do when you're the opponent. You know, you guys know that. Bama and Auburn, when you guys face each other, Kurt, you want to beat Alabama so bad.
Yep.
And you know, Bobby Bowden started his career in West Virginia, I believe, right?
I think so.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And you know, good coaches, you know, come and go. Legendary coaches are very hard to find, and he's one of the legends for sure, because when you leave a program and retire, that program goes with you. And Florida State has left the building when Bobby Bowden left the building. You know, Jimbo Fisher took over the team. It was okay for a few years with Jameis Winston there, but slowly started to decline. Tom Osborne, when he left Nebraska, that program's never gotten the same. You know, I hope I'm wrong about this is Alabama, but when Nick Saban decides to retire, that program will probably not be the same. You know, teams come and go. You know, coaches come and go. Coaches come and go, but not legendary coaches. He's one of the best.
Yep.
And rest in peace, Bobby Bowden, that's for sure.
Paul Rosen saying, as a Notre Dame fan, that Florida State game was unforgettable. I remember that game. Then I believe Notre Dame I want to say they got upset by Boston College the next week. I believe Boston College, but that Saturday afternoon game where Notre Dame beat in Charlie Ward, I don't know if they picked it off or somebody broke it up like near the end zone, one of the middle linebackers, and
I used to get sick with the tomahawk chop.
Yeah, but that was a game.
Shields as an opponent.
That Notre Dame game was a great game, but I want to see if I'm correct, Paul. For Rosen, I want to see, because I'm pretty sure Notre Dame got upset the week after by Boston College, if I remember well.
If Paul's listening, I was just telling our other friend Paul, Kurt moved last week, so we're going to be getting your prize that you won 2 weeks ago out to you shortly. We didn't forget about you.
And what I'm going to try to do too is I'm going to try to, Kenny, get something like with their team. So I know Verrilli's a Bear fan, an Oakland fan. You know, like I'm gonna try to accommodate before instead of just.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm gonna try to do it. Yeah, for the teams.
And then, why don't I hold off on my college football topic till tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll get with
College
Carson.
football stadiums. I'll give you a little spoiler. It's top 10 college football stadiums to play in. Not an intimidation factor, just the best venues. I got fun facts about all the top 10. We'll save that for tomorrow. But Kurt, why don't you tell everybody what we're doing in the next couple weeks? We're taking off next week for vacation.
Well, we're gonna discuss that because I'm going away, but we'll just right for Wednesday, Thursday we might be right because I'm going away with me and Hoops are going.
Next Wednesday we're going to be off. That's what I meant.
We're going to Lavalette.
We'll be off next Wednesday, and then the following week.
Anybody
else who would like to come on, we'd love to have all of you on. We're going to have a college football preview show.
Yeah, our college football preview show, Kenny. Sis, we'll talk about it, but it looks like that big week is September 4th, is when all those games are. Sis is when Alabama beats up on Miami. So we'll do a preview show on September 1st, a college football preview, and then the NFL rolls next week, so September 8th will be the NFL preview show.
Yeah, and Paul and Kevin and anybody else out there who wants to join us, open invite to all you guys, as always. But if you guys want to join us for those preview shows, please don't hesitate.
All right, and Mr. Sis has 2 questions for me and you.
All right, we'll start with Mr. Valenti tonight.
Oh, by the way, Verrilli's asking about Fantasy League. I didn't get back with him last week. I was crazy, but I will text him after the show. But yes, Verrilli's going to be part of the K&K versus Rocky Mountain Sports Report. That league we're going to put Verrilli in, right, Kenny?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to work on that tonight, Kev, and I will send the email out to you tomorrow, the invite. Keep in mind, if it's a Gmail email, it may go to your spam folder for some reason. So just keep an eye out for that in your junk folder.
Sis, I got to ask you one trivia before you get us. How many weeks now has Kenny had Carson's K&K clothes?
Say that again.
How many weeks has Kenny had Carson's K&K gear? And every week he comes on, I'm going to mail it out Monday, mail it out.
It's got to be months.
Months. You're talking 6 months. 6 months.
Yeah.
If
I don't have them out by this.
Very lackadaisical.
Very lackadaisical. Very.
With Paul Rosen's listening, Kevin Verrilli's listening, Eddie Murphy's out there listening, anyone else out there listening. If Carson doesn't have them on by next Thursday, I will eat the Pocky chip on air next Thursday.
Who was the guy that said, if I got it, what is it?
For those who don't know what the Pocky chip is, it's that ghost pepper.
Kenny.
Pepper on earth.
Sis, what was the guy with Popeye?
The second time.
What was the guy with Popeye? If I had a hamburger today, how did he used to say that?
It was Wimpy.
Wimpy. What did he always say?
I'll pay you Tuesday for a hamburger.
That's Kenny. That's Kenny. If I don't get it by next Wednesday, he's going to do that. He said that 6 weeks ago. If I don't have it by the time I came to Clifton, he's been out of Clifton 3 weeks from now already.
You know what? I'll have the Pocky chip and I'll make some Rocky Mountain oysters if he doesn't have it by next week.
Kevin, really?
Not off the air. I'm saying that recorded right now, 10:06 p.m. I will eat that stuff on the air next week.
What are these Rocky Mountain oysters all about? It's like EPM, but what are they?
We don't want to get into Rocky Mountain oysters. I'm not touching
Mountain
that.
Oysters are the man
delicacy.
Man parts of a bull, sis.
Okay, I got it.
And it's a Denver, Colorado delicacy. That's why I always bring it up.
By the way, Verrilli's hitting Kenny hard tonight. He said, I think when the mask thing started, Kenny was going to send me something. LOL. That was March of 2020. Well, I tell you, listen, the odds just came out. By next Thursday, Carson having the shirts. You ready, sis?
15 to 1.
No, this is like being in the Hambletonian race. 60 to 1.
Well, if you're still listening out there, see what I deal with every week? I'm
60.
I was just, saying Kurt, giving him reason why he can't send the stuff out to you. And here he is, throwing me under the bus, under the desk, under the bed, whatever you want, all of the above. Carson not getting his merchandise yet. See what I deal with every week?
Kenny says we should put up on our page every week the odds. Tomorrow says he about 68 to 1, 7. He's no shot. None.
Yeah, he might get them for Christmas.
He might. That's the thing. Christmas, possibly.
Christmas present for him.
What are you guys gonna do when Carson's wearing a nice purple K&K Sports Show shirt?
You better hope he can. You better hope he has a green screen where he can put the shirt that looks like the K&K, because he's not getting the real thing. Listen to this. Bobby Blackjack saying, "I got to get Coach Sis a Seton Hall hat for when I co-host next week."
Okay.
Now,
Don't make promises that you can't keep with me. I'm bad with stuff like
Mr. Virilli is saying, "You ready for estimated delivery date for Carson shirts? 2023, Christmas 2023." Virilli saying when he's going to get the shirts.
It's this, to answer your question on the Rocky Mountain Oysters, Mr. Verley said big old nuts.
All right, so we got one more segment real quick. Sis got 2 questions for me, 2 for you. Kenny, let's go. This is me and you, heads up, baby. Let's go.
All right, we're going to go to Kurt first. In auto racing, what color is the flag for warning drivers of danger? Is it orange, red, blue, or yellow, Kurt? They put the flag up, they warn the drivers that somebody might have had a blowout or, whatever. What's the color?
I'm going to say orange.
Okay, you're wrong. It's yellow. Kenny? A red card is given out in a single soccer game how many times? 26, 36, 48, or 52? In a single soccer game. 26, 36, 48, 52.
I'll try and make an educated guess. 36?
Very good. You're one ahead of Kurt. Kurt, youngest age of a soccer player ever to play soccer? 12, 13, 14, or 15?
14.
12. Kenny?
Do I even have to answer it?
You won it. You won.
Let's answer it for fun, sis, because I just beat him.
You beat me.
I want to answer. I want to embarrass him because he embarrassed me 5 minutes ago, sis.
Go ahead. Well, what's the answer?
Oh, I didn't hear it, sis. The question. I'm sorry.
Age of the youngest soccer player ever to play? 12, 13, 14, or 15?
Oh, you asked me the same question. Okay, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say 12.
You're right.
Embarrassing you, baby. I'm embarrassing you.
Go back to Kurt. Fastest goal in World Cup history, Kurt. 9.9 seconds, 10.8 seconds, 11 seconds, or 12 seconds.
Now, I'll tell you this. I know. Right. Virilli's all over this. Sis gave you the answer because when I was wrong, he said it was 12. So that one really shouldn't count. Good job, Virilli. You're all over the fraud. He's being a fraud tonight, Kenny. He's trying to get one over me. But I will even do this.
I didn't hear him in my defense.
Sis, I will do this. That was the USA women did that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Give me the numbers again, please.
Okay. 9.9 seconds, 10.8 seconds, 11 seconds, or 12 seconds.
I'm going to go 11 seconds.
Fastest goal.
11.
It was 10. It was 10.8.
0.2 off.
Kenny, polo is not an Olympic sport. True or false?
Polo, not just polo. You said, right?
Yeah, the sport polo. It's not an Olympic sport. Is that true or false?
Yeah, it's not an Olympic sport, so that's true.
You're right.
Wow.
So
Water
Close
polo
up.
is.
close out the evening. Mr. Valenti got buried tonight.
I did. I did.
Karma got him, sis. You
I
want to
did.
come after me?
Yeah, Kenny shot you tonight.
I did.
always- When I always bet a horse race, I always like those closers, sis. Then I'm a closer. I'm a closer.
You always did.
Well, you're saying closer, so let's do this. Let's close out the show. Final word. We're gonna go Sis, me, and Kenny's got the final word. So since he's the winner tonight, so Sis, final thoughts for the show.
Art Pacelli on Kenny's old horses. But in all honesty, great show. It's good to be back. We had a lot of fun. And I like we don't all agree on stuff. Again, it's all in good fun, but the show would be boring as hell if we did all agree on everything. So, all in all, it was a good show tonight. I'm looking forward. I can't wait to talk to Mr. Carson tomorrow night to ask him how come he didn't get his stuff.
Oh, you know what we're gonna do tonight? No, Sis. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's my final thoughts. First off, I want to say, I'm gonna be honest. It was great in the new place. The show. I love this little. I got to show you guys what this is, but it's awesome here. I'm pumped up, but I need somebody to hang some pictures on the wall. So if anyone wants to help hanging pictures, I need a bunch. But what we're gonna do tomorrow night, Sis, is here's what we're gonna do. Me and you are going to come up with three each.
Okay.
3 reasons why Kenny hasn't given Carson the shirts yet. Your 3 reasons, it could be like the gorilla stole the box. It could be 3 crazy things that he says why.
I'll do my homework tomorrow.
I'll do my homework tomorrow too, and we'll laugh and we'll get the audience. The audience all night long. Why hasn't Kenny sent them to Carson all night long? But great show tonight. I agree with you, Sis. We were fired up with a lot of things. The audience was awesome. Almost 200 comments. Great show. And Mr. Kirkpatrick, congratulations on the win. You got me good tonight. You have your final words tonight.
I'm glad you put me last. Show's over, but just for those people still listening out there, our Zoom code for tonight was Kurt lazy.
I didn't make that
20
code.
minutes late. Wasn't his fault though. Well, joke aside, wasn't his fault. So our Zoom info tonight was Kurt lazy. And for Sis, he came after me with Art Pacelli. Chestnut Street, my friend.
Oh boy, does that bring back memories.
No, all joking aside, great show, fellas. It was a lot of fun tonight. We're glad we got to fix the difficulties. A lot to look forward to in the upcoming weeks. Football's coming back, baby. Ready to roll. Baseball, Yankees, exciting. And again, like Sis said, looking forward to tomorrow. You guys busting my chops with Carson.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
We'll throw some fun odds out there for the audience, and we'll have some fun with some other wagers and stuff.
Last comment for the night from Henry Zimenoff. Can't wait for tomorrow's show. Carson would be stunned to see Kurt's new setup. Yeah, I love this setup. I'm pumped up here.
That's
So,
good.
Well,
all right, boys.
Congratulations on the move once again.
You got it.
Absolutely.
You
Now
got
we
it.
just wait for that housewarming party. And we're going to host that housewarming party. Here's what we need to do. This is my absolute last comment of the night. When you and Hoops have that housewarming party, we got to set up the monitor downstairs to have that party on Zoom for all our audience members.
Oh, we could do it. We could do it. You know what the best part of this place is, Sis? We have a nice deck now outside. I could do a show from the deck.
That's awesome.
We'll
So,
have a little Zoom party, a Zoom housewarming party with our audience. This when Kurt and Jen have the housewarming party.
and Virilli's saying
Absolutely.
always better when I'm on the show. So, Virilli, Kenny, you got to schedule that with Virilli and get him on.
But Brett really wanted the guest appearance on
Yes.
the show. Whenever he wants to come on, if he wants to be on for our NFL preview show in a couple weeks,
Bring him on.
then do the NFL preview with us. You know all about the NFL. You don't have to just come on about your Bears.
Yep.
Early. come out for the NFL preview. We'll talk football all night.
Sounds
2 hour
good.
show.
All right, boys. Till tomorrow.
Fantasy football, I'll get that info out to you.
Till tomorrow, boys.
When do you plan on patching up these holes?
I got to do it before 31st. I'll tell you that.
All right, so maybe I'll come down next Saturday.
Let's do it.
Make sure you get the silly putty or whatever you're going to do.
No Play-Doh, Kurt. You got to get the real stuff.
I know. I got to work on that, and then I got to get these bare walls set up. But it'll get
Do
done.
you have to paint over that after you patch them?
Yeah.
Oh, I might be sleeping down that weekend.
We got some work, sis. We got some work.
Yeah.
Everybody have a good night.
All right, boys.